Good day, time benders. Where are you now? You know where. One-hit wonders. The new love of my life. Today's Monday, January 13th, 2020. 2020, you've been saying it. That's everyone saying 2020. It's perfect vision year. It's what's happening. Date numerology of 54. Breaks down to 9. Angel number 9, message. The angel number 9 symbolizes faith, love, and spiritual enlightenment. You're a natural light worker, and you serve and you uplift. There you go. Here's what I found out today, listening to Friendship with God, Conversation with God series, Friendship with God. How to have a friendship with God. That's a pretty good idea. How to have a friendship with God. You are always making a decision, and there is no time you are not. Every moment you're making a decision. Here's what I got in my laboratory and how it works. The bigger self is in the land of the absolute. And the smaller self, which is us, identify as us. I identify myself as the commander or coach, big sexy, whatever you want. You know what they say. Call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. Hey, Roberta Jean, how you been? How you been doing? You're always making a decision. There's no time you're not. Here's what I'm finding out in the laboratory. The only decision that you get is the direction of your thinking. What direction is your thinking going? Two polarities here, minus and plus. So the bigger self, the God self, all that is, stretched itself way out here to the physical realm, unto another realm. The offspring, that's us, we're the daughters and the sons, made in the image and likeness of that creator. And these are the instructions on how to have a friendship with it. You're always making a decision. There's no time you're not making a decision. And the only decision that you have is what direction of your thought. There's only two directions. We can call them polarities, minus and plus. You'll know which way you're going by how it feels. Minus is always feedback from the source saying, please return to the highlighted route. A plus feeling is always a text message, an email message, an etheric message from the source saying, this is the direction to go. Follow the plus is the point. So here you go. Here's how to have a friendship with God. I wrote it down. Something I chose. Something I'd like. It sounds like I'd like, you know how we all like to have friends, confidants, go-to people. Have you ever heard this terminology? He's my boy. Well, here's a good one. How about having a friendship with God? All right. Shortened version is that there are 2 5-word magic questions to have a friendship with God. 2 5 magic word questions. Is this who I am? And what would love do now? What I'm getting out of it in my laboratory is I'm in my lab and I have a decision that says here, you're always making a decision and you only have 2 decisions, direction of thought, minus or plus. So the question asked, is this who I am? And if I send a minus thought, is this who I am, solves that. Is this who I am? We're allowed to change our mind, really good to know. The magic question can propel you forward in your own evolution faster than you can imagine. If you ask yourself before you do something, is this who I am? Is this what would love do right now? Is this who I am? This magic question can propel you forward in your own evolution faster than you can imagine. Those were written verbatim. Have you ever heard this terminology? Thank you, Wikipedia. Exactly as spoken. So with your decision to answer these questions, at every juncture, you move from student to teacher. When you begin to answer the question, when you begin to ask the question before you make any move, any moment, you're always making a decision. It says it right here. You're always making a decision. There's no time that you are not. And that if you'll ask yourself this question, is this who I am? What would love do now? At that moment, that's the moment you move from student to teacher. There you go. All right, let's talk about it. We got to get to it. Why don't we get to it right now? Get to it. Talking about the past. Most people know to stay out of the past. Past is not what you're looking for. And when you live in a law-based universe, here's what I have in my laboratory. When you talk about the past, you go back to it. When you think about the past, you reactivate it. When you go through the past, you're going to experience it again. Okay. Now that's understood most of the time by most of the people, but something I'm now coming to from past that is that what the past really is the current. Think about it. We live here in time. So we have time, and during time we think, we speak, and we do. That's how we create. And it takes time. It takes time for you to think it, speak it, and do it into being. So by the time it gets here, it's the past. All current is past. That's the trick that I came to today. Thank you, higher self. Thank you, angelic realm. Coming to something important. That the current is the past that you have to stay out of. You cannot stay in the current and not be in the past because it takes a while to get here. Okay, so by the time it returns to us, it's past. So staying out of the past means staying out of the current. Well, what's that mean to me? Stop talking to people about what's currently happening because it's past. There it goes. What you thought before. See, this will allow the room for me to change into the person that I want to change into. To change into the person that I would like to change into, I have to get out of the past. Let myself off the hook for the past. Let the others off the hook for the past. And more important than anything is realize the current is literally the past. Okay, I wrote it down. What you've done in the past is not who you are. It may be who others think you are, but it's not who you are. And if you let go of the past, if you let go of fear, then fear lets go of you. What I got out of that in my laboratory is I have to go first. You got to let go of the past first. You got to see the current as the past. Let it go first. If you let it go, it lets you go. If you let go of fear, fear lets you go. If you let go of guilt, that's right, guilt lets go of you. Fear and guilt are the only enemies of man. You're not held to a law by God by them. Rid yourself of guilt and fear. That's what I'm getting out of it. New year 2020. Out of here. Guilt. See you later. Fear. The only two enemy of men and women, men in the video game is guilt and fear. I wrote this down from Friendship with God. This is why I like it so much. It is as your Harry Palmer says, only a decision is required to change anything. Harry Palmer. He said, a decision is required to change anything. Been coming to that lately in my laboratory, that no matter how difficult something seems, the only thing it takes to overcome it, to change it, to move it, is a decision. And that's all. Wow. It's really great to know. Thank you, Harry Palmer.
All one-hit wonders on iHeartRadio.
So to let go of fear, to let go of guilt, the two enemies of man, all you have to do is decide. Decide ahead of time. It's an arbitrary decision based on nothing but preference. You simply change your mind. Get on with it. Get out of the past. Get on with it. Are you the only person that has come to this planet that looks in their past and says, wow, I wish I wouldn't have done that? It's not how the Creator looks at it. Your job is to see it, make an adjustment. You help nobody by feeling guilty about it, feeling sad about it, being remorseful about it. You help everybody by letting it go and getting on with it. Let's get on with it, for God's sake. There you go. Afternoon Delights. The Starland vocal band. So there you go. Big secret today. All it takes for anything to change is a decision. Make a decision. It's a universal law. Here you go. Great to know. Universal law. There is no such thing as the unforgivable. There's nothing you could done or anyone could have done that is unforgivable. There is no offense so great that the Creator would refuse to forgive it. So your job, it's your work, get to work. Let it go, release it, forgive another. That's where it all starts. You gotta forgive somebody else. Oh, there'll be somebody, don't be concerned about that. If I'm looking to forgive someone, all I'll have to do is walk away from this table for 5 minutes and I'll have my first opportunity to what? Forgive somebody else. Starts there. Forgive someone else. Let them off the hook. And then you begin to forgive yourself. The question comes up, does your past misdeeds, these things you did in the past, do they really deserve a life sentence from you? The answer is no. Because we're headed to atonement, which is at-one-ment back home. There's one way that you can reach atonement, and that's through death. And when you die, you recognize that we are all one, all of us. The understanding of that we are all one with each other. And there you go. You can also do it here in the physical realm. When you do it here, they call it mastery. When you figure out there is nobody else, there is only one. All that is all there is, and that's all there is to it. And that's what this is about.